this morning. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Psalm 103 says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives your iniquities, who heals your diseases." Wherever you are, join us as we worship the Lord. Think about his goodness in your life. Think about his beautiful plans. He says, "My thoughts for you are thoughts of good." Let's bless his name. Let's bless his name. My soul praise the Lord. 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 Oh, my soul praise the Lord. 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 Come on, sing. Me cry na yeah. Me cry na yeah. Me cry na yeah. Me cry na yeah. Oh, me cry na yeah. From the bottom of our hearts. Oh, me cry na yeah. Me cry na yeah. Me cry na yeah. My soul rejoice and praise the Lord. Bring the ninth mark. Rejoice and praise the Lord with our hearts full of gratitude. Oh, my soul, rejoice and praise the Lord. Rejoice and praise the Lord. Are you ready to rejoice? Rejoice. Oh, rejoice and praise the Lord. Rejoice and praise the Lord. My soul, rejoice and praise the Lord. Rejoice and praise the Lord. Come on, rejoice. Yeah, rejoice and praise the Lord. Yeah, rejoice and praise the Lord. My soul, rejoice and praise the Lord. Rejoice and praise the Lord. Oh, Georgie Kafu, hallelujah. Georgie Kafu, wakase o beshira me onye nipa na weni atra Yehowa ni mihrefu shiria me favorite song wakase o beshira me onye nipa na weni atra Trusts in the Lord, and the one whose hope the Lord is. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers, whose leaves will never wither. Believe the word of the Lord this morning.
Good morning. And welcome to your favorite Sunday morning TV show, starting with a wonderful ministration by David Levin. Indeed, the Lord is our helper, and nothing shall by any means harm us, or nothing will we ever want. Hello.
Jude.
How you doing?
I'm good, actually.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this, was it dawn showers last night? It didn't rain at your area?
Oh, yeah. It was like drizzling.
Yeah. Oh, no, ours like it literally rained.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I enjoyed it.
You know, in the estate where I am, I don't know what's happening. You know, multiple people's alarms started going on. I have to even go and check up on them this morning.
A lot, like cars?
Their car alarm.
Hey,
so it was
operation something
I don't know.
happening.
I really don't know. You
need to find out what was happening.
And I think there was also earlier in the evening a medical emergency.
Oh no.
So the whole mood of the place was some way. And when the alarms are ringing like that, it's difficult to sleep. So
yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But you were telling me today's Pentecost.
Yes, today's Pentecost.
Yeah.
And you're asking whether Catholics celebrate it. But yes, we do. And so we're going to church from here, right?
Absolutely. For my church, it's the central theme of the faith.
Yes.
The name of the church is just same.
Yes.
Everything revolves around the Pentecostal experience, as the Bible describes in Acts 2 and Acts 10. So we'll be in church. We'll be in church to tap into the fire. You have to tap into the fire and change some things.
Of course.
Yeah. But it's been an interesting week.
It has been. It really, really has been. Where should we even start from? From what happened?
Lots of things happened. So of course there was the Public Accounts Committee,
between Sam George and
Oum-Kalsoum Zakaria Adam. I mean, later in the week too, there was that famous, Quran and Bible incident. I'm not sure you want to touch on it, but got a lot of people talking. In the week as well, we also saw stories around Abronye, and his conduct and comments about the judge and the MPP's position and concerns around free speech.
Yeah.
Also in the week, we saw issues around the GN Bank, their license being, reinstated. And of course, the no-bet syndrome. We also read its head again after the family of the late Charles Emisa decided to sue.
I was thinking, what a coincidence. After Bernard did point of view on Wednesday, and then Thursday morning we see that suit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And the road minister is also in the news because the big push, people feel like it makes slow, small, So all of those issues and more. And I think that it's been an interesting week.
Are you speaking of the big push? I used the motorway yesterday. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
The big question is now, because
only
motorway
when you go to East Legon, there's some routes that you can.
Oh, don't tell me the story. Don't tell me.
Like when you're returning.
There's no East Legon.
And so that is what I used. There are routes through
the Trasaco area.
Yes, there are routes that you can.
So you went to Trasaco?
Yes, I went.
I hope you had a good time.
I didn't go to have a good time. So I went around that area. And on my way back, I used the motorway. What? How are you guys doing it?
Yeah. The motorway is
I'm like, good Lord, never again.
The motorway is a mess. And if it rains, oh God, you're in trouble.
Oh, wow.
But for some funny reason, the traffic has been managed well. My only concern really with the motorway is that, because now the better parts, like the motorable parts, are like few and in between.
Right.
It's getting damaged quickly because the big trucks and everybody's using that same small patch. So when there's a pothole,
you all fall into it.
You're all falling into it. And I think that for some parts, they can make a little bit more trouble, right? So when you break and you're constructing a roundabout or whatever there, or you clear a part of the road, like at least pour something, there should be some continuous mitigation to make the roads at least motorable, and the few patches here and there should be done. So I don't know why we are doing this to ourselves, but I think that the work is ongoing smoothly. And of course, when it rains, they do something that I really like. So for example, on holidays and weekends, they still pour water on the road to make it wet so that the dust doesn't become a problem. Because sometimes the dust becomes too much, you can barely even see the car in front of you.
Oh, okay.
So every now and then you see their big trucks, pouring water on the road to reduce the dust.
Oh, okay.
So that they do it quite well.
Right.
But making the road more trouble, I think that there's a lot more we can do. Every time I see a car spot on the motorway, it's not even funny anymore. And for me, my heart breaks, especially when you're going to work in the morning and a trotro has broken down somewhere and everybody have to come out from the church road. And now you see strangers standing by the road, start trying to stop cars, you know, and they do it at certain portions of the road where it's very, very unsafe, you know. So for me, it's a worry. And beyond even just the nature of the road, I think our transportation system also needs a proper relook at, you know. But it's, you get used to it, you know. It is what it is.
This one they can't get used to it.
Oh,
This one they can't get used to it.
No, you get used to it, I'm telling you.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you have no ulterior choice. You have
I could use Springtex. I could use what do you even call it? The East Legon. Right. But East Legon, I feel like there's traffic there. Springtex, it's just a long journey. It's just, you know, but if I blaze my song, you know, I have some songs I listen to. When I blaze it in the car, I'll be home anytime. You know, so yeah.
Let's quickly go through some of our promos. So we have The Blanksons, which is a drama series here on ChannelOne TV, a ChannelOne TV production, which airs every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Now, The Blanksons is a family drama, and so if you haven't tuned in, you should catch it right here on ChannelOne TV every Thursday at 7:30, with repeats throughout the week except Mondays. So there's some funny things in The Blanksons that you would love to watch, and so you should watch The Blanksons here on ChannelOne TV. A very interesting family drama involving a man, his wife, and his 2 children, and all the shenanigans that happen within the family setting. And so that is The Blanksons for you. Remember that The Blanksons shows every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on ChannelOne TV, with repeats throughout the week except Mondays.
Promises to be, as always, fun, right? You know, I feel like for all the characters portrayed in The Blanksons, you can pinpoint to somebody you know who is exactly that character. You know, and for most people, I think it is the Mensa in the show, which is Jude, you know, who works here. You know, everybody has like that inquisitive friend or like colleague or, you know, something.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Blanksons, really, really fun. I've heard some really impressive reviews about the drama series, and I'd really want to urge everyone to, you know, jump onto this, right? So the shout outs to the sponsors, you know.
Nasco Electronics, Lizzie Shitter Hot Pepper Sauce.
Have you had the Lizzie Shitter before?
Yes, I have. And you're bad, crap. You're bad. Out and
It's my favorite, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Absolutely.
And then Everpack. Aside your mother's own, or your wife's own, is your favorite. So The Blanksons shows every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on ChannelOne TV. Fridays 11:30 a.m., Saturdays 7 p.m., Sundays 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays 3 p.m., Wednesdays 5:30 p.m. Do remember that it's a ChannelOne TV production, from scripts to editing to sound to everything. Yeah. Solidly done by ChannelOne. So, okay, we have the City Business Festival. So it's a month-long event where we get to bring in experts to talk about everything business, from fintech to agribusiness to finances to startups to SMEs to literally anything you can think of within the business setting. So it's a month-long festival. There's on-air series. There are a variety of talks as well as events happening within the month of June, right? From 1st to the 30th of June, right here on ChannelOne TV, as well as 97.3 City FM. You do not want to miss it. And Jude's favorite, which is it the first time we're doing it?
In a long time, I want to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's
the
an
Auto
Expo. This month, next month, June, as part of the City Business Festival. And so we're encouraging you to join.
Be a part of it. For me,
join us.
I'm looking forward to the very different conversations that will be on, you know, on the table for discussion during the on-air series. So for example, I expect AI to dominate very much in there. I also want to look at concerns around geopolitical interest and how it affects whatever we do here. Because like the saying always goes, like, decisions that are taken in Moscow, taken in the Kremlin, taken in Washington, taken in Paris, they affect us directly here, right? So, for example, somebody is sitting somewhere, he feels like a country shouldn't own a nuclear plant. So he invades inside that country. And all of a sudden, my fuel cost here in Tesano is just
skyrocketing.
You know, so
they're both full. I almost had a mini heart attack.
That's the point. So all of those things matter, right? And how do we as individuals, as businesses, you know, as SMEs, take advantage of all the other opportunities to make up for some of the shortfalls within the system, right? So these conversations are important. The last time I heard a governor speak, he made mention how the war may, you know, affect our inflationary targets, right? So we need to pay critical attention to all of those things. And of course, we will delve deep into some government policies that is directly affecting the business communities as well. So is your one-stop shop really? At the end of it all is that we want businesses to be able to make decisions that will help them thrive. So I'm looking forward to it. I want to even start a business. I'm not even joking. Yeah.
I support you.
No, they go buy rabbit. Then I go buy duck. Then crab. Then I go do zoo farm. You know, the plants I have, you know, I just want some small support somewhere. Then I go do the thing, rear my rabbits.
That's nice.
Yes.
Rabbit meat is actually very nice.
They're
cute. They're still very nice.
You know, so there are enormous business opportunities. One time on Twitter, I saw someone ask a question: what business can I do with a 50,000 Ghana cedis? And Charlie, people say all sorts of things, you know. So please, if you have money and want to do something, you listen to the business festival. We'll give you all the thriving investment potential and opportunities for you to tap into it.
Definitely.
So MTN Ghana, right? They've been a proud sponsor of this event, and we are grateful to them as always. There's also Zonda Tech Ghana Limited coming on board this year. We're truly, truly grateful for their partnership, as well as Petra Trust, you know, fantastic team there. And of course, finally, Absa Bank, who actually are sponsors and partners for this year's event. So we say a big thank you to all of our proud sponsors for believing in the dream. Sometimes we say that, you know, it's easier for them to jump onto more catchy things, right? So let's parade half-naked people to come and march. You know, people like those things. You know, but one is like the very difficult, hard conversations. A lot of brands, you know, but these people or these groups of businesses believe that we need to support the next generation of Ghanaian businesses, right? And I don't know. I think that it's commendable that they have jumped on this, but we are hoping that a lot more would come on board, right?
Right.
So yeah.
So yeah, join us here on City, as well as ChannelOne for the business festival on the 1st of June.
Charlie. No,
call 0205-973-973 for more information.
Do the business and I blow.
Abi, you remember me in
I
Paris.
will go buy G-Wagon. Yes, and Rolls Royce. No. Dr. Ofurisa has inspired me. Have you seen his Rolls Royce?
I have.
Charlie, I see the car, say no, I have to work hard.
Car, you only drive it on good roads. You can't use the motor.
I can't use motor.
By the time you move, you have to change your shocks. Well, maybe by then the motorway would have been completed. So
you know, I tell you that I can't buy a Rolls Royce and use it in Tema.
On the motorway.
No,
as it is, as it currently stands.
On behalf of all users of the motorway and Tema residents, we demand an apology.
I won't apologize.
No, you have to apologize.
I'm sure anytime you pass there, you're thinking, good Lord, my shocks.
So
good
nobody
Lord,
in Tema can own a Rolls Royce. But Sarko owns a Rolls Royce, or am I mistaken?
But does he drive on the Tema motorway?
But he's a Tema boy. No, you can't say that. You have to retract it. No, fix the motorway. So to become perfect.
Granted.
But you can even use alternative. You can use beach road.
So I'm saying, if you intend to buy a Rolls Royce, do not use it
until
on the Tema motorway.
Right now.
Like use the alternative route right now until it's completed.
Like can I do that of Uncle?
Yeah, my roads are good, boy.
I don't know what you're on about this morning. But I'm saying that I'm going to participate in the City Business Festival, create my business, buy my Rolls Royce and G-Wagon, and I'll cruise in town. Oh, they'll call me Big Baller. Oh, Charlie. No, I have no idea. So yeah, guys, please be a part of it. I've seen people ask me, can like law firms, audit firms, all jump on it? And the point is a big yes, right? Because even if you're a law firm and you're into litigation, you need to understand, you know, certain aspects of, you know, how the business community operates, right? It only broadens your exposure and your network. So please, yes, if you're a law firm, if you're an audit firm, if you are into, you know, finance administration, this is the platform for you. You don't only have to be a business, right, or only in service. Whatever it is that you are doing that contributes to the GDP of this country in your own small way, this is for you. So yeah, that be All
right. Good time to go into some of the portals, onto the portals. So ChannelOneNewsOnline.com, I have more rains coming. GMET cautions Ghanaians. Other stories you'll find on our portal. Kaswa New Market, several stores demolished for 24-hour economy project. Other stories, landmark ICJ ruling strengthens global right to strike. That's the TUC. It's you threatening us.
Charlie, they don't chill. I won't chill, cry. Oh, they'll give you dates right now.
This one, they are threatening us. So it's like a subtle threat. Muntaka says security recruitment, medical results to be released next week. Ghana welcomes Macron's push for reparatory justice on slavery. GN Savings set to resume operations with Elmina branch. GN Savings ruling could trigger more bank reinstatement demands, as according to Amin Adam. And Ghana's economy still needs work despite IMF exit. That is from our president. Parliament to host major African sovereignty conference. And African Kings Forum president urges solidarity amid South Africa tensions. And Hajj 2026, we're facing poor accommodation in Mecca, Ghanaian pilgrims are saying.
Demolish all structures on waterways to curb flooding. That's from engineer Abdullah Mahama on the citynewsroom.com. Also here, several shops demolished at Kaswa New Market for 24-hour economy project. Global instability demands united action, the Speaker of Parliament to Commonwealth states. And the TUC hails ICJ ruling affirming rights to strike under ILO Convention 87. In the Volta region, Keta residents lament unreliable mobile network. And in the Upper West region, I beg your pardon, a man has died after swallowing 10 tablets of tramadol at Babile. The roads minister, Governor Kwame Agboja, says that over 2,000 kilometers of roads currently under construction. And GN Savings to reopen first branch in Elmina, Indum, speaking over there. Mahama says Ghana's IMF program nearly derailed before we took over. And, you know, he's been speaking on the IMF exit again, and he said that we'll not have a kinky party like others did. No, Charlie, do you remember that kinky party?
I remember that kinky party. How could I forget? I was like, are we serious?
No, but what is wrong with celebrating an exit from a multilateral institution?
I'm not saying don't celebrate, but Sikana here, Penmo, they are kinky party.
Na kinky na here.
Yeah,
the
kinky. Do you remember the kinky we saw?
Yeah, the kinky sika build a thermal plant. Kinky now, how much? Oh, Charlie, let's not do this. Oh, Charlie.
Mensa.
Yes.
You.
Kinky no here.
You.
Charlie, fish. How much? 10 cedis.
You. You and I saw the magnanimous,
I mean, if the argument is that you know, we shouldn't be celebrating, you know, some of these wins because they are not moments of, they don't carry, or it stains our pride, right? Because after maybe 60 years of independence, you should have been able to build your country to a certain point where you are not persistently and consistently dependent on foreign aid, right? And you know, the administration came into office on the promise of Ghana beyond aid, right? And at the time, they felt like the economy was in a good place. We had done what you had to do. We were managing inflation. You know, they had put in place policies. Economic growth was headed in the right direction. So, yeah, right. Until the global shocks happening in their words, right?
The double, what did they used to call
quadruple whammy. So we were saying the energy sector crisis, the Russia-Ukraine war, the
COVID.
banking sector crisis, and COVID, you know, all came together to, you know, derail the country's economic progress.
But you know that this, I think the previous government used to celebrate everything. Remember that e-levy cake?
No, but that one, it wasn't a government thing. It was like a few individuals. You know, it would be unfair to say it was a government cake.
But I didn't know part of government.
Well, some of the people that were not in government. You know, some of the people who were seen around the cake, you know, it would be a little bit unfair.
They feel celebrated.
If you have seen the president there, if you have seen the chief of staff there, if you have seen Baumia there, if you have seen, you know.
But Baumia was there.
Baumia was there.
Yeah.
But even that one, you know. And to be fair, they explained what it was.
Finish like,
yeah, but
today,
like my
today
point
you're
is that
playing the good advocate. I don't think I like this part of you.
No. The point is that
you're supposed to.
My point is that
it's supposed to be mischievous when I'm being mischievous as well. But you finish your headlines.
The point is that the kinky, you know, the money is for the kinky party. It can't build motorway.
It doesn't matter. That it could have done something.
Done what?
It could have written a report. It could have paid for a committee meeting.
You sitting here, if you vex, you can take the whole Ministry of Finance staff to Kempinski and sponsor them lunch. What is kinky?
But I won't do it.
Yes, well, that doesn't mean you can't do it. So if they are celebrated eating kinky, in fact, it builds togetherness and correct teamwork. You know, so you have to. Anyway, Mahama said we won't have a kinky party like others did. I think the point is that they will not be celebrating, you know, some of these things that really, because people feel like we should have been better off as a nation by now. And moving on, Eastern Regional Security Council halts construction of China Mall. They are spreading like a wildfire.
It's going to be like GM Bank. Every district, there's
a China Mall.
One China Mall, one district.
Yeah, because on the Spintex Road alone, they have 3.
Are they? Maybe they belong to different
franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, please, it's the same people. Okay. It's the same people. Moving on, health experts flag surge in lifestyle diseases among children, and Musa Dankwa yesterday was on the big issue with Umar Sanda, and he says that flag bearer raised fueling NDC tensions. And on the Seydou Nketiah's remarks on Haruna and Muntaka over, you know, their removal, Manasseh says that the remarks by Seydou Nketiah is not denigrating. And finally, Andrew Apia Dankwa, his lawyer his head of legal for UP party, he says that Ghanaians want solutions, not thank you tours. If I had a thing.
Wow.
You know, and that guy, he has so much fire. He once described the NPP as a reprobate party. I couldn't believe it. And to think that he's a former member of NPP, you know, who broke away together with his boss Alan to form Movement of Change and then UP.
I see.
So yesterday he was on fire on
the big issue.
Oh, you have no idea.
Okay,
right.
I'm on graphiconline.com. graphiconline.com, and on that portal, Ghana ready to engage with France on reparatory justice, according to the Foreign Ministry. Nigerian investigative journalist David Hundeyi's documentary on Tanzania's 2025 election violence to premiere in Accra on May 26. In Koforidia, fire destroys property in 6-bedroom house at Atichim, and Bole to get largest 24-hour economy market, according President Mahama has cut sword for that. ECG announces major transformer upgrade at Bachona. See the affected areas. Evacuation of Guineans from South Africa. Minority expresses concern about how ministry was handling foreign affairs. Collaboration key to advancing engineering education. Professor Makbagonluri. Concrete on the coast. What are Ghana's beaches becoming? I wish I had done it sooner. Why breast reductions are more popular now. And Pandai MP urges youth to stay away from politics of insults, misinformation. Medical and Dental Council worried over growing misconduct complaints against health professionals. Delta Airlines ready for Ghanaian football fans. AMA hands over streetlights to Kantamanto Market to improve visibility and security for traders. Those are some of the stories on graphiconline.com. Jude?
Let me take you 2 stories on the GNA.com, and they are leading with the story on Esiedu Nketiah's remarks on Haruna and Muntaka. You know, with that thing, a lot of people are not really happy with the other guy. It's like, he said Haruna and the other guy.
And
So
I don't know if yesterday, like a statement flashed on my timeline, and I was looking for it to read. The little like
people are angry.
They're angry. They can't be calling us a person that
a member of parliament.
Guy.
I think there's a Facebook page called Asawase Constituency NDC.
That must be what I saw.
And they didn't take lightly at all to the comments of the. I don't think there was any malice in what Esiedu Nketiah said, but I don't know.
Sometimes it's the tonation. I keep saying that you may not intend malice, but the tonation with which you say something.
Yes. So it's not even what you say, it's how you say it.
How you say it. Exactly.
Interesting. President Mahama commissions Mahama ICT Center in Damongo in the Savannah region, his home region. Moving on, President Mahama engages pupils of Sola, DA, Primary, and JHS. It's on a thank you, a reset tour. In the Savannah region. And Mahama cuts sword for construction of Bole College of Education. Moving on, torrential rain submerges 50 houses in Cape Coast. The first time I'm hearing Cape Coast flood in a long time. Medical and Dental Council worried over growing misconduct complaints. Comes with a story, or a photograph rather, of Professor Ajeman Bedu Akosa, who is the chair of the Medical and Dental Council. Traders at Kotokraba jubilate over restoration of GN Bank's license. Otakrom Technical Institute to get ultra-modern skills training center. Story on the Ghana News Agency. Moving on, Ejumako Emia residents stranded as bridge works cut off community. And the Bank of Ghana pushes for integrated African payment systems. Still with the central region, they've recorded 1,172 hydrometeorological disasters in 4 days.
Wow.
Don't laugh.
Wow.
Ghana assures no citizen will be left behind in South Africa evacuation. Are the stories around only one person coming back home true?
No.
So they debunked it, right?
They debunked it. They haven't even started the evacuation. They're still, finishing.
It's important that we demystify such rumor, because when I saw that viral fake news story, I was worried.
It would have been weird though.
But do you think that people will come back?
But they signed up. No one forced them. Yes, they said if you want to come back, there's a list, fill it, submit it, and people have filled and submitted. So we assume they want to come back. Maybe until tensions calm down, because, well.
But I see this word, no balance. So I don't know that it is grace or favor or luck or just providence, right?
In terms of?
Because we are all in South Africa. We are all facing the same abuse, Then someone is picked up, and for some reason he becomes the face of it. He comes back. They've given him 200,000 Ghana cedis. They've given him cement. They've given him business, car, and things. Charlie. Meanwhile, there might be somebody who's even suffered worse in terms of the persecution.
Yeah.
But nobody knows of him.
Because it hasn't gone viral.
Sometimes no balance, but Charlie, if you do what you have to do.
When it's your time.
We wish them well. Specifically the young man, Ibrahim Mahama, sought out to help in the aftermath of that rather disturbing incident he faced in South Africa.
Do you have foreign news?
I want to take you to the foreign headlines. Yesterday on CNN, there was a story around a young man who was killed by the U.S. Secret Service, which protects the president, after he opened gunfire at the White House. And it makes for very disturbing reading because in less than a month, this is the second time we are hearing of a violent attack, aimed at officials of the White House. So that story was big yesterday. But the CNN is also reporting that Trump says peace agreement largely negotiated with Iran. Moving on to some other story, massive Russian missile barrage hits Kiev after Putin orders retaliation for deadly Ukrainian attack. So the Ukraine war with Russia still ongoing. Like I said earlier, Secret Service fatally shoots man in gunfire exchange near the White House. Some other story, freed Gaza flotilla activists accuse Israeli forces of sexual violence abuse while in custody. And there's an interesting piece on the Ebola outbreak and inside the epicenter of Ebola outbreak in DRC as the virus spread. Now, I've been told the cases in Uganda, neighboring the DR Congo, have arisen, right?
Right.
And there are more cases now, and there are fears that it might grow. And there's also a developing story around Ebola and the World Cup, because now the US and government is insisting that officials and players coming in from DR Congo would have to isolate for 21 days.
Boy.
Yeah.
Then they might as well head there now.
Yeah. So, and there are fears that maybe some funds may also be restricted. So, it's a very
dicey.
Yeah, it's yeah. So we have to follow that matter keenly because other nationals from other African countries will be traveling to the US as well. And you know how they are strict on their protocols around viral disease control and all of that. So there are fears that it might lead to like some visa restrictions and all of that, and also the fun experience, right? Yeah. So we need to follow that story very keenly, right? And report on it. So far from here, we are safe. We've not had any cases.
No, we've not had any cases.
We pray that we'll not have any cases as well.
Control. Let's hope that it stays that way because...
They've tightened which border control?
Oh, they said they've why are you looking at me like that? I'm only telling you what was in the statement.
No, but which border? I want to know, is it the Lubu or the Aflao?
They said border.
Or Akanu that they are passing things there like...
And they said border control. They have tightened our health protocols at the various borders.
Do you know our Kanu border?
Our Kanu border?
Yeah.
You know, most of our borders are just like they're there, but the unapproved borders.
Which borders have they tightened?
They said borders.
Which one?
In the Jude, they said borders. So as if there are 355 borders in Ghana.
They've tightened all of them.
I assume from the statement.
The Akanu border, they passed the thing like Barcelona playing football. They passed the thing. They passing things. You know, we need to just set up in this country. That's what it is, really.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It could be. Okay, let me quickly do the more rains coming. GMET is cautioning us, Ghanaians. And I think last year I sat here and said that sometimes your script, just shelve it. So that when it comes, you just change the date to...
That's true.
What's today's date? 24/05/26, because the thing will happen again. So the GMET has cautioned residents across the country to prepare for heavier rainfall in the coming weeks as Ghana moves deeper into the rainy season. Joseph Teteportufi, Deputy Director in charge of forecasting at GMET on the ChannelOne newsroom on Saturday, May 23, said the recent rains are a sign that the major rainy season has started and warned that conditions are likely to worsen from June. According to him, the country experienced an unusual weather pattern early in the year with little harmattan and fewer cold and hazy conditions, which he linked to climate change. He stressed that Ghanaians should expect more rains in the coming days and months. Mr. Portifi said June is expected to record stronger and more consistent rainfall, urging people living in flood-prone communities and low-lying areas to take safety measures seriously. And the story reads on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So it's and it said just prep yourselves for more rains. he says it's going to be heavier and stronger. And so if you live in a flood-prone area, you might as well advise yourself because more to come.
But you see, and we've not even entered the peak raining season, right?
Do we even know which one's the rainy season now?
Usually it's June, July,
yeah, so
August.
It started a bit early.
Yeah, and my point is that, you know, and to be fair, it's not even raining like, it's not a downpour. It's usually just like rain, you know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and it ends there. But like the kind of flooding we are seeing, it's quite devastating.
Because it's raining longer. No?
Are you sure?
Friday it rained for like an
Sunday,
hour, no?
Last week Sunday it rained.
Yes.
And
Monday it rained.
Monday it rained. So, but on Sunday's rain, it was in bits, right? So it rained like 15 minutes and it stopped. Then at 5 it rained again and it stopped. Then in the evening it rained again and it stopped, right? Maybe that contributes to the flood, obviously. But, you know, in the past, it would have to rain like 40 minutes, 30 minutes before we see the kind of floods we are seeing. And I look at the Kanishi flood story specifically because it's an area I know. And Kanishi didn't flood like that. You know, yeah, like it's shocking. I have zero idea.
I'm sure human...
settlement. No, but the Kanishi First Light area has been like that.
Settlement.
You know, I think the drains...
a contributing factor. The drains are probably choked.
Thank you.
Because people are throwing things haphazardly. Last time I saw someone throw something, and I'm like, in 2026, you're still throwing something.
Well, they are doing it with reckless abandon.
Oh, really?
You know, and I think that there are also some developers who are building. So, for example, there's a high-rise building I saw, and they have placed the sand and the stones they are using in front of the house, which has like an open drain. So it has clearly blocked it. And I'm like, you know, it will flood.
Definitely. So it's not a flood-prone area.
It's not, but the construction ongoing, in their wisdom, they place the sand and the stone there. You know, and I'm like, if you do this, it will flood. The water will not pass through its natural course. You know, it will end up in people's homes and even your own project. So I don't know. I don't know how we can deal with this, but there was a government committee set up to look into flood issues. We've not heard from them. We've not heard from them in a long time, right? I want to believe they are working behind the scenes. Other than that,
all the demolition that has been going on at the Ramsar site hasn't yielded any
to take
results.
Some time. It will take some time.
What's time? How much time? Because we are entering the thick of the rain. As the GMET is saying, not my words with GMET. Why are you laughing now? As the GMET is saying. So my question is, if we're not going to see it now, then what's the point of
demolition?
Yeah.
No, but you still have to demolish.
Or it's for the future. You waited for people to sell the land and construct what.
No, but crime doesn't have an expiry date.
I was talking to some adults who were describing how beautiful the Ramsar site used to be. And all the ecological greenery and birds, unique birds that used to exist in that space. And I can't understand why anybody would sell those lands. It's either you don't know what a Ramsar site is, and then authority sits down, crosses their leg,
watching you,
and watches like you cartoons. Put up a humongous structure, and then years later come and tell you that you've built on a Ramsar site, so we're sorry, we're pulling it down. That's someone's, Charlie, that's money.
People need to be held accountable. That's what it is.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Beyond the demolition, people need to be held accountable, regardless of who they are in the society, because someone sold that land, someone neglected to come and ensure that construction does not go on that Ramsar site. Do we know who is in charge of Ramsar sites and those ecological?
I mean, you have like multiple agencies. For sure, having some level of supervisory, administration of the place. So for sure, the Forestry Commission should be interested. Land use and spatial planning. I don't know if it directly falls under their purview, but if you are at that place and there are reports of people building in, because your name literally suggests land use, right? So yeah, I'll ask questions about them. The Environmental Protection
Agency.
Agency. Is that an authority now? I think.
Authority, yes.
Like, what are you doing? You can't tell me that you didn't know about it. And of course, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, right? You are responsible for security of the place. So for me, it's multi-sectorial, right? And everybody needs to come and account their role and whether they were negligent in their supervisory responsibility.
Exactly.
Because based on all that is available to us in the media, clearly somebody along the chain is sleeping on the job. And you can say, oh, we didn't, but they do church service there. They are shaking the drums. They are making noise. You can't tell me that I've not heard the noise emanating from there. Like, we need to be very honest.
It's unfortunate.
Then, there are military people, allegedly, choosing my words carefully.
That's unfortunate.
Based on some of the reports we heard, when some of the construction is ongoing, there are military people standing. That is serious. Like, it's unbelievable. So, I think we need to commend the minister for her courage to continue this.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't end there. I think that beyond that, they should, name and shame some persons and their role in this abuse.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have any other story before?
I think it's fine.
It's fine, eh?
I want to talk about Sedun Ketia, but it's okay, Charlie. All right, so...
Talk. You won't talk?
No, I won't talk. Okay. I won't say anything.
Okay.
I'll say anything. All right, Charlie. We'll take a break now.
All right.
There are some chieftaincy issues happening. I hear in the Kropon and also in the Lantejan area, there are concerns.
Right.
Maybe in the coming week, as the issues develop, would focus on them more. So you know what to do. Just keep your dial right here on ChannelOne TV and City FM. We'll take a quick break. When we're back, there's a lot more right here on the show. Don't go away.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on ChannelOne TV. We're going straight into our health conversation, and we're talking to Dr. Oum-Kalsoum Zakaria Adam, a public health practitioner and specialist maxillofacial surgeon. And we're talking about mumps, M-U-M-P-S, mumps. I remember when I heard of him, like, no, mumps, no, this is an idiom. Doc, how are you doing?
Very well.
How's your week been?
It's been great so far. Yeah.
You people are being sued, or some of your people.
Yes, so
plus the hospital you work in, right?
Yes, plus the hospital I work in.
How are you taking it?
Mixed feelings, but I'm sure the people who are involved are aggrieved, and I think their actions show from the fact that they've, with this whole lawsuit going on. But another thing we need to also pay attention is we need to look at the systems, which includes the hospitals, and how we have to make sure that we are well equipped to be able to handle emergencies. Not to take the blame off, healthcare professionals. We also have a very huge role to play, because actually we are actually part of the system. The system has to do with the hard aspects and then also the soft aspects. And human resource definitely plays a very key and vital role. And you have to do your best as much as possible. Once you have done your best and things still do not work out, then you know that you have a very clear conscience working out there, knowing that you have done all you can do in your capacity to save a life.
Do you know any of the persons involved? You can choose not to, answer. But yeah, fair enough. Let it pass. All right. I listened to the Ghana Medical Association, right? Dr. Salome, a friend. I listened to Professor Yok, and they make interesting points. They feel like, we are now going to get them properly tried at the Ghana Medical Council. So what if it turns out that they did what they could, or they are not at fault, right? Then what happens to their careers, right? Because if you go out to mention their names like that, So, but we'll see. It's a developing story. I interviewed the lawyer for the family, and he, I think, specializes in medical negligence, right? So he had like lots
lot
of
to
examples, you know, so we'll see how it goes.
It's
but
going to be
yeah,
interesting.
Definitely.
It's going to be a very interesting case.
yeah.
All right. Our topic is mumps. What is or are mumps?
All right, so mumps, it's a contagious viral infection
Okay.
that is caused by the virus called mumps. So this virus is a single-stranded RNA virus that is highly contagious. And we don't hear a lot about it lately because of the vaccines that are available that it's usually given to us, and it's incorporated in immunization programs for most countries. So it's nearly eradicated, but every now and then you tend to have some outbreaks of this mumps infection. So how do we usually get it? You get it through respiratory droplets. So if somebody is infected with the mumps, what happens is that they tend to have cough, they tend to sneeze a lot, and when you come into contact with these droplets, it's likely you may end up having the mumps as well. And typically, people who have been infected with the mumps would have certain constitutive symptoms like fever, headaches. You know, it's not specific, but it's typical of any other viral infection. So a fever,
starts with a
headache,
fever and a headache.
yes, fever, headaches, muscle aches. Generally, you feel unwell, you know, and then shortly after that, in about 75% of cases, tend to have a swelling of the salivary gland. So usually it's just below the ear and then below the jaw. So that's where you have a unilateral swelling. In certain occasions, not almost all the time, but very rare situations, you can have bilateral swellings there as well. So what happens is that once you get the virus into the respiratory system, it gets into the nasopharynx, it goes through, I mean, you are breathing, you breathe the droplets then go and then attach itself to the mucosa within the nasal cavity or the respiratory system, then it starts to replicate. So it replicates, and then through its replication, it becomes more, and then it goes through, it spreads through the blood vessel to get to other distant areas. So the distant areas, usually it has a very high affinity to glandular tissues. So glandular tissues, an example is the parotid gland, which I mentioned that typically you see people with a jaw swelling that has gone just below the jaw where you have your parotid gland. And then it can also go to other organs in distant areas and give you signs and symptoms related to those organs that it has affected. But mostly it affects children. So you have children, and then also the groups that are at risk are, most people tend to take the vaccines. But in people who may have not completed the vaccination, so partially vaccinated individuals, in people who have vaccine hesitancy. So you have a group of people, but then they have their own reservations when it comes to taking vaccines, and they do not take vaccines. So in such people, you tend to have some outbreaks happening in them, and also in crowded facilities. So in schools, that will be in schools, so in nurseries, it can even be in our secondary schools, in boarding houses, you know, where we have some crowding, and then if you have one person coming down with this infection, it means that all those who are in contact can easily pick, because it's a very highly contagious disease. And where does it spread to? As I mentioned, to the salivary gland, can also spread to other parts. We have some pictures that we can show. So it can spread to other parts of the body. So if it goes all the way and then it spreads to the meninges, so that's where we say the covering of the brain. So if it gets to the covering of the brain, you may end up with meningitis, which is a very huge complication of mumps infection. If it goes all the way to the ovaries, and then it also affects and causes inflammation of the ovaries, pain, abdominal pain, lower abdominal pain associated with it. Then we call it the oophorytis as well. So it can lead to something we call oophorytis, which is inflammation, basically inflammation of the ovaries when it comes to females. For the males, it can affect the testes. So if it goes and then causes some inflammation of the testes as well, then you have what we call orchitis, and that is very, very painful for some of these males. Then it can also affect the brain tissue itself, or the brain parenchyma, yes. And that will lead to the encephalitis, and in such patients, you may end up, may come down with confusion, seizures, you know, and all the signs and symptoms associated with having some inflammation related to the brain parenchyma. So these are some of the signs and symptoms that may be associated with mumps and its infection. And as I mentioned earlier, I made mention of the fact that in 75% of cases you'd see the typical jaw swelling, but in about 15% of cases, mostly those patients may not even show any signs and symptoms at all.
Really? So
yes.
how are you able to tell that? Are you guys
Yes.
magicians?
So if they are not able to, I mean, if there are no signs and symptoms, it means that someone else whose immunity can easily pick up and then show that reaction would show it. So I may pick up from that particular person and I would end up with signs and symptoms, but the others may not. For such patient, typically you would want to go through their serology, take some blood samples, and then you do your investigations. So based on that, you'll be able to tell that, okay, there are certain antibodies, and these antibodies are against this virus, and likely they had this infection. So some antibodies, like your IgM and then your IgGs, it helps you to tell if there's a fresh infection or there has been an infection that, I mean, it's been delayed or it's gone out of the system, and these are some of the antibodies to be able to tell you as well. So these are some of the ways.
What's
so
the
that's
prevalence?
15%. So the prevalence, you would say that in the past, before the advent of these vaccines, you see that about 9 out of every 1,000 may end up having mumps.
9 out of every 1,000?
Every 1,000, yes. But with the advent of some of these vaccines that we have now, it's reduced markedly. But because of, as I mentioned, there are different groups. Some people don't take the vaccines at all. Some people may have started but then have not completed. So in such cases, we still do have mumps happening if you do come into contact with it.
And I know, like we discussed the last time on the show, goiter is the neck.
Yes. No, goiter has to do with the anterior neck or the front of the neck, where you have what we call the thyroid cartilage. Sorry, the thyroid gland itself, which is sitting on top of the thyroid cartilage. So that's goiter if it becomes, I mean, hyperplastic and then it enlarges. But keloid is what we spoke about last week.
Yeah.
So keloids are when you have a scar that has now overgrown its boundaries. And typically it also happens within the head and neck region, and then the back, the shoulders, and then the chest and all.
But with this, it starts from the jaw.
No, so this is a salivary gland. So a salivary gland, the jaw is the bone. But is related to so you have a salivary gland. Now this salivary gland is typically situated just below the ear.
Okay.
And behind the jawbone. And you have other of these salivary glands also below the jawbone. So the submandibular gland is just below the jawbone. And then the parotid gland, part of it overlaps the corner or the angle of the jawbone, and it's just below the ear, the lobule of the ear. So that's why if it is inflamed, you would see it as though it's a jaw swelling. But typically it is affecting the salivary gland, which is over.
Is it painful?
Yes, very painful. It is painful. So you would have pain, intense pain, headaches, fever, and then generally you feel unwell, so general malaise, and then, as I mentioned, if it goes to other parts of the body that I have mentioned, like the encephalitis, if it's affecting the brain, meningitis, the covering of the brain, then it comes to the testes, you have some orchitis, which is also very painful, and then it can even affect the pancreas, so any glandular tissue. So the pancreas itself, you'd have very severe pain associated with it, so depending on where it actually goes to. So we have a picture there, but I think if the first picture could be shown, then we can, yes, the first picture. All right, so this one we can see, so this in a child, in a child who has come down with mumps.
Is it more
So
prevalent in children?
Yes, it's more prevalent in children. So that's why the vaccine, so we'll talk about how the vaccine is given and all of that. So in terms of this picture, you can see that there's a child, it's a picture of a child with a unilateral jaw swelling. So unilateral in the sense that it's on the right side, and it is affecting the parotid gland, and you can see that the ear is lifted off. So it's once the parotid gland is inflamed, it lifts off because of, by virtue of its anatomy and its position in the body, it lifts off the ear lobule. So you can see that. And so this is in a child.
Okay.
The picture just right by it is showing inflamed testes.
Oh,
So
damn.
yes, so this
That's
inflamed
what it is.
testes.
I was wondering what it
Me
was.
too.
Yes, so that's an inflamed testis, both
Wow.
the left and on the right.
Has it become sore or it is just swollen?
It's just swelling. So inflammation, it's very swollen and it's painful, very, very
imagine.
painful in such a situation. So this child had not only the jaw swelling, but also the inflamed testes that we can see just by it. So this is where it goes. It has the affinity. Once it gets into your respiratory system, it multiplies and then it goes into the blood and it starts to get to the glandular tissues, or it has more affinity to the organs.
And this for young boys and men.
Yes.
For women, does it also affect their reproductive
Yes,
system?
so that's what I mentioned, that it affects the ovaries.
But not like
So that's
the outward. Oh, look.
But the ovaries are inside.
Why are you doing this? Laughing at me.
What do you want to see?
No, because it's affecting the
testes.
Yes.
Yes, but then it affects the ovaries for the female.
For the females.
So the ovaries, and that's why you have the inflammation, and that's what I said. It's called the ophritis, where there's also intense pain either on the left or on the right side, depending on which ovary it affects, and they tend to have lower abdominal pain also associated.
Doc, you
with it.
mentioned that it's saliva,
Yes.
transferred, but is it only saliva, or if you share things with the person who has
Yes.
mumps?
Yes, so it's not only saliva, so it can be from respiratory droplets. So typically if somebody has it and then coughs, and then these droplets, you come into contact with these droplets, you're susceptible to getting it. Or the person sneezes, you come into contact with these droplets, you're also susceptible to getting it. Or directly with saliva. So these saliva, it could be that is directly, or you may have used some utensils, so formites, and then you pick the same utensils, use it, and then it gets into your respiratory tract, and then the whole process starts. If you have a weakened immunity, not vaccinated, you can come down with mumps as well. So
What about
that is
sweat?
how. Sorry.
Sweat?
No, not sweat. So basically, just the respiratory droplets that you get from these regions. So there's another picture in the background. So it's also just emphasizing the areas that it can go to. So the middle picture is showing the testes, is an animation showing the testes. So you have testicular inflammation or enlargements. We saw the real picture in a child who had both the jaw and then the testes inflamed. The picture on the right side is also showing the inflamed reproductive system of the female. So you can see the ovaries. So typically it goes to the ovaries on either side, as we have mentioned, and then certain times they have tenderness associated with their breast as well. So you can see you would have some mastitis related to it. Then you look at the picture on the left side. It's showing the sagittal view of having taken the head and neck region. So giving you a picture of the brain and its coverings, and then the spinal cord. So if it does affect the coverings or the meninges of the brain, you end up with meningitis.
Right.
But then if it does affect the brain itself, or the brain parenchyma, or the substance of the brain, then you end up with encephalitis. So it can affect any of these structures with certain complications. And then another is the ear. I don't know if you have a picture of it, but in the past, one of the main complications of mumps is deafness, because it does affect the inner ear, causes distraction, and then these young children may end up with deafness. So, I mean, having the vaccine was one big relief to be able to prevent the formation and then the complication of having
Is it in
deafness.
both ears or just where it's the
Where it affects. So where it's affected, if it's affected one ear, you'd end up having deafness in that ear as a complication. If it affects both, the same thing, depending.
It looks like a disease with lots of complications, right?
Yes, yes,
Wow.
definitely.
Wow.
And there's another. So just to show, this picture is just to show that it doesn't only affect the children, but it also affects young adults and then adults in general. So this is another, but this is showing the swelling or the parotid that is affected is on the left side of this patient. So typically you would, and how contagious is it? It's very contagious in the sense that when you come into contact with the virus, it takes some time to incubate and then you become infectious yourself. Sometimes we say that it takes about 14 days or 21 days for the incubation. Then you start to show symptoms. Now, for whoever who has been infected with the mumps virus to be infectious, most of the time, 2 days before these overt signs and symptoms, that's when the patient would be infectious. And then also 5 days after the appearance of the jaw swelling or appearance of the swelling related to the parotid gland, they are also very, very contagious. So one of the ways to control it is to isolate these patients. So isolate them, hydrate, make sure you are taking some antipyretics, painkillers to be able to reduce the fever, to be able to reduce the pain related to it, and then manage the signs and symptoms as they do come in, because most of the time these viral infections are self-limiting. They just need to take their course and the patient would be...
You mentioned vaccination, and then also talk to us about how, how we treat this, because it sounds very painful.
Yeah. So for the vaccination, it's we have the MMR vaccination, which is measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. It's one vaccine
that what we get when we're young.
Yes.
Okay.
So usually around 12 months old, sometimes even 9 months old, you take the first shot. Then when you're about 4 to about 6 years, you take the second dose. And in certain times, people's immunity tends to reduce as they grow. So they are susceptible to getting another infection when there's an outbreak. So in such patients, you would recommend that they should take some boosters. Others too may not need boosters. So really it depends on how your immunity is and how your immune system is handling it. So that's how the vaccine is related to that. And when it comes to the treatment, I mentioned there is no particular treatment for the regular infection where you have the constitutive signs of the fever, headaches, and all of that. You manage those symptoms as and when they do come in. So you hydrating as much as possible, eating properly, being isolated, because as I mentioned, from the moment you have the swelling, 5 days from that time, if you come into contact with such a patient, you're likely to come down with the mumps infection as well. So that's, and then some ice packs, because of the pain related to the gland that is affected, you can do some ice packs to soothe the pain together with the systemic analgesics that you may be taking at the time. Then, depending on the complications that may happen, you can manage the complications as and when they do happen. In patients who will not actually end up clearing the infection, then you would manage the complications depending on how they do happen. So that's basically how to take care of patients with mumps.
So there's no
isolation,
treatment.
Very important, yes. Isolation is very, so it's self-limiting.
And we've not developed any vaccines that can.
We have. So that's the vaccine
The
that
vaccine
I mentioned,
that's
MMR.
What's the success rate of the vaccine?
Oh, very, very high success rate, because it's almost eradicated in certain parts of the world.
Okay.
But because of, as I mentioned, if not everybody takes the vaccine, then it means that there are a few people who are still there who will be susceptible. And once they are susceptible, it means that there can be an outbreak in those little groups of people. But yes, very high success rate. And now we don't hear of deafness related to
mumps.
the infection of mumps.
And here in Ghana as well.
Deafness, sorry, Jude.
No,
Is it deafness until the mumps cures, or does it last like?
Oh, deafness. So
Like
yes, you lose your hearing because
Wow.
it affects the inner ear. Yes, so deafness.
Wow.
It's not just in the time that
Period.
you have. No. The period that you have the infection. No. So that's like a complication of it that you may end up with.
Sounds serious.
Yeah.
But we are grateful that at least there's a vaccine that is
Yes.
remedying the situation for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very important. So the vaccine actually does a lot, and that's why now you don't hear a lot about mumps, but it still does exist, and people.
What's the
end up
local name for it again? No.
I remember.
Actually.
Someone mentioned it.
Yeah. Oh, back in the day, like.
Even recently, someone had it in the newsroom, and they mentioned the local name
There's a
because
local
they
name
said
for it.
mumps. I'm like, huh? They said mumps. I'm like, huh?
There's a local name for it. I forgot it. You know, but if you sit in church or you hear it a
You
lot,
hear it a lot,
you know,
okay.
because it's
So
all like,
that- yeah.
you
Oh,
know, you
that
people
one
don't
drug
do-
that can cure everything.
Yeah, people don't do church, so that's why you don't know. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Wow. So, what will you say the biggest take home from today's conversation is, right?
Yes.
Is it stopping the spread or vaccination or just?
Yes, so prevention is very key, and prevention has to start with you getting vaccinated. So if you have, parents need to take control over that and know that they need to finish or they need to complete the vaccination for their kids. So at birth or in early childhood, the first dose is given, and then in later childhood, at about 4, 5 years, 6 years, you get the second. So make sure that you have completed the vaccine when it comes to mumps, which is usually it comes in the MMR solution. Now it's even MMR-V with varicella added to it, so that you get all of those done. And if you do contract it, you need to quickly get isolated. So don't be within people, you need to be isolated, especially within the first 5 days where you are very contagious and you can spread to other people.
Right.
You need to get that done, and make sure that you're hydrating, make sure you are taking your medications to help manage the signs and symptoms during that period of isolation. And if we're in crowded areas, we need to make sure that we have good hand hygiene, and then also social distancing. And if you do have a cold that is persistent for a while, please quickly visit the hospital so that it's diagnosed rightly. And if any of these is detected, you are given the needed attention so that you don't end up being being contagious and then spreading to other people as much as possible. So basically these.
Doc, thank you so much. We've learned a lot. Now we know what mumps are. And we know that you need to complete the vaccination.
Yeah.
That's the only way actually to prevent it, because it has no treatment. And so from doc's mouth to your ears. All right, let's head to the Bono region, to be specific, the Pru East district, where the CHIPS compound is in a deplorable state.
Community-based health planning and services CHIPS compounds remain a vital part of Ghana's healthcare delivery system, serving as a first point of call for primary healthcare in many rural and hard-to-reach communities. However, the situation is worrying in the Pru East district of the Bono East region, where several CHIPS compounds in communities such as Accra Town, Avakope, Nchamba, Yawezu, among others, are in a deteriorating state, with cracked walls, leaking roofs, and invasion by vampire bats. This is a situation at the Chokolombo CHIPS compound, a facility that provides healthcare services to many residents in the district. Despite its importance, the facility continues to battle bat infections, leaking roofs, and cracked structures, raising concerns about the safety of both health workers and patients.
I've been in this facility for 6 years now. So concerning the infrastructure, we have some leakages within the buildings, and there are some cracks within the buildings. There are some fears because if you go outside the building, you see a crack all over, and the pillars that hold the building, they are just fading away.
Residents of Chokolombo community have been sharing their concerns about the condition of the CHIPS compound and the urgent need for rehabilitation.
The here is a hospital where boy pa. The kasa hospital na boy na eboa. But obit me yara na jofa. Kwani so nye ha na omba di na omo ahwe. Nti yare no kofo ngakra nsa na omo de wa hospital edi. Nti yasra mo se yasra ban ene MP for so omba hospital yi mai.
Clinic na eba ha no aboa ye papa. Ewo ha no ye wo no doso. Clinic no esase esai ahanso ye kuafo tinka ye mboa senka mboa ye ba yes mintin to boa nanka ye dia ye hwane so antimi.
The Pru East District Director of the Ghana Health Service, Ramzi Ahmed, has been speaking on the situation. He's appealing to authorities to renovate the dilapidated CHIPS compounds to improve healthcare delivery in the district.
The buildings are deteriorating. The vampire bats have overtaken the building, and it's so difficult for people to work there. The nurses we have put there are facing a lot of challenges. We've talked to the Honorable MP, we've talked to the Honorable DC, and recently they requested for our proposals. So we have written proposals and delivered them to the DC and the Honorable MP to see how they can help us.
The Chokolombo CHIPS compound and other CHIPS compound in the Pru East district are in a distressed state and they need support. For ChannelOne News, Michael Saponifum, Chokolombo community, Bono East region. Community-based health planning and services CHIPS compounds remain a vital part of Ghana's healthcare delivery system, serving as a first point of call for primary healthcare in many rural and hard-to-reach communities. However, the situation is worrying in the Pru East district of the Bono East region, where several CHIPS compounds in communities such as Accra Town, Avakope, Nchamba, Yawezu, among others, are in a deteriorating state, with cracked walls, leaking roofs, and invasion by vampire bats. This is a situation at the Chokolombo CHIPS compound, a facility that provides healthcare services to many residents in the district. Despite its importance, the facility continues to battle bat infections, leaking roofs.
So that is the state of affairs in the Bono region, and concerns are that healthcare delivery has become a major concern for residents in the area. Also, we are being told that, in fact, for some residents there as well, they have no other alternative, right? So it makes it very difficult for them to be able to get the necessary healthcare that they deserve. But government, you know, they have been speaking on the whole CHIPS compound initiative. Mind you, they also brought together what they call the free primary healthcare policy, where some of these healthcare facilities are supposed to be built in some of these districts to cater for primary healthcare needs of residents in some of these districts, right? So we'll cross over to our correspondent who filed a story, Michael Sapodumfum, to get the latest with this story. Hello, Michael. Good morning and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Thank you very much.
I trust you are doing well.
Yes, I'm doing very well.
Yes, we watched the video and the report you filed, and we look at the state of the CHIPS compound, and we are wondering, right, how long has this been persistent?
Thank you very much. It has been there for long. It has been there for long because according to the Pro East director for the Ghana Health Service, Nsiah Ahmed, some of the structures are over 10 years. Some of them are over 10 years, and as you can see, they are in a sorry state, which is affecting health delivery within the Pro East district. It's also a district that has island communities where maybe accessing healthcare at EAG, the district capital, some of them could take about 2 hours to get to EAG. So these CHIPS compounds are very important on some of the island communities. But unfortunately, majority of them are in a dilapidated state, and it's not helping in health delivery within the district of the Bono East region. Jude.
Michael, how far would you say the health facility in Yeji is from these communities, and how accessible is it?
It depends on where the person is located. If you take the Avokope CHIPS compound, it's an island community, and traveling on the Volta Lake, if you take the person close to 2 hours to get to Yeji, where the person can access healthcare at the Matthias Catholic Hospital. And some of them are very far. We've even this Colombo community, which is on the land. Took me roughly 1.5 hours to get to the community on a motorbike.
Wow.
From Yeji town. So you can imagine somebody who is sick, and the only means of transport is some of them to the communities are motorbikes. So you can imagine somebody is sick in a community like Chokolombo. The person will need first aid before even being maybe referred to the Matthias Catholic Hospital. So some of them are in the hinterlands, and looking at the state of the CHIPS compound, it's not the best at all. Being taken over by these vampire bats, leaking roofs and other stuff. It's not easy. The in charge I spoke to, Stephen Ajiman, says he has been in the community for 6 years, and when was posted to the community, there was no electricity in the community. They are lucky about 2-3 years ago they had electricity in the community. Apart from that, network is a challenge in the community.
Wow.
So even though the community CHIPS compound, the Chocolobo CHIPS compound is accredited by the National Health Insurance Scheme, at times accessing it becomes very difficult because you need internet to check if the person's card is active or inactive before you can attend to the person. So apart from even the state of the CHIPS compound in the community, mobile connectivity is very poor and is affecting health delivery within that area. And there are so many communities that depend on this CHIPS compound.
Michael, tell me, what did the in charge say about their deteriorating structure? Has he reported it? What has been the response from the higher up authorities who are supposed to be, mending these facilities?
Yes, the authorities are aware. According to the Pro East director of the Ghana Health Service, Nsiah Ahmed, he has reported the issue to the the Pro East District Assembly. He has written officially to them. They have promised to come to do something about the situation. But as we speak, we are waiting patiently as what the Pro East District Assembly will do about the situation. There are about close to 5 chiefs compound in this state. We have the Avokope, which is an island community. We have Accra Town. We have Chokolombo, where I visited.
Mm-hmm.
We have Inchamba. We have Lambu. They are all in a deplorable state. And in fact, sending health workers to this community is not easy. It takes somebody who is so committed to go to such a community because the structures are not the best at all.
Right. Beyond the facility, what about healthcare delivery? Are they able to deliver adequate healthcare to the people? Do they have adequate supply of items for taking care of the sick?
Oh yes, they are doing their best. Despite the challenges, they are doing their best. But the facilities, the church compounds are the main challenge because and one thing is also another challenge is accommodation for the staff.
Mm.
Yes, accommodation for the staff is also a challenge within the Pru East District, the infrastructure. Apart from that, they are doing their best to provide healthcare delivery for the inhabitants within the Pru East District, on those on land and those also on the island communities.
When you say accommodation for the staff, so then where are the staff staying? How are they commuting to work day in, day out?
Some of them stay within the church compound. Others will have to rent within the communities that they find themselves.
Mm.
And normally, I don't know why, when they are putting up church structures, they don't attach accommodation. It's just like some of the schools across some of the districts across the country. They put up classroom blocks without even staff accommodation.
Right.
So the same thing pertains to some of the church compounds. If there are no accommodation, and it becomes a challenge unless they rent within the community. And if communities where accommodation is even a challenge to get, that means they have to live close by communities and be able to go to work daily. So that's a challenge as we speak. And apart from the infrastructure of the church compound being in the storage state, I know.
All right, Michael, hold on for me. We have the director of the Pru East District of the Ghana Health Service, Ramsey Ahmed, on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I hope you're well.
Yeah, by the grace of God, we are fine.
We thank God, except that the CHIPS compound in your district is not well.
Sure, it's not well at all.
Tell us about that. How long has this persisted?
Well, for buildings, it takes time to deteriorate. So it has been a while for now. But for the other challenges of engine boots and how we come in with getting to the island, that one has been there for almost the entire period, about 5 years now. The deterioration it begins with the vampire bats. Mm. So now you see that they have entered the ceilings and has broken the ceilings to the extent that the ceilings are falling apart. Then the buildings too are cracking. Mm. So these are the main challenges we have with the facility itself. The building itself is cracking and needs serious renovation. Some are leaking. The roofing sheets are old and they are leaking. And so these are some of the challenges we have with the buildings itself.
Mr. Ahmed, as director of the Pru East District of the Ghana Health Service, what are you doing about these challenges that you just mentioned?
Yes, so for the challenges, we have been putting it in our annual reports. When we have annual reports, we indicate our challenges in there.
For how many years have you been putting it in your reports?
For about 5 years now, we have been putting it there. And then of recent, the MP showed interest. And he liaised with the DCE and asked that we should estimate the cost of renovations per chief's compound.
Right.
So we're able to do that. Just that we don't have a state officer. So to to be able to do correct estimates is a challenge. So we will be able to tell you the ceilings are broken, the walls are cracked, these ones are done this, but the actual quantity, the costs and the quantities that we use for the renovation, we don't have the technical know-how. So we still relied on the district assembly engineer to do some of these things for us. So we're able to put together some proposals for the chiefs compounds, especially Avokope, Chokolombo. They need serious touches so that we can put the building in shape. Then the others, they have mild challenges. But if we don't tackle them now, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. And so places like Inchamba is very far. It's one of the farthest communities, even though it's not on island. And where Inchamba is situated, it has about 12 other communities it takes care of. And so we wanted to renovate the place and expand the place so that we can put a midwife there to do deliveries. If you look at the distance from Inchamba to Yeji, it's very far. And so we need to expand the place, make the place more conducive for at least deliveries. You know, most of the deliveries come in the night. And so these people are far away from town, and their route too is not good.
Wow.
So if they get delivery in the night, it's very difficult. They have to manage it and then try to transport the person to EAG, which will take hours, so close to 5 hours before they will get to EAG. Because in the first place, the means of transport is not there. It's just these tricycles that they will use, or single motorcycles. Then the woman will sit and somebody will sit behind and hold her and then bring her. So it's quite difficult for us. So our intention was to expand Nchamba. We have done that estimate for the DC and the Honorable MP. So they have shown interest that they would like to come in. But, you know, the DC too, he carries a lot of load. It's not only health. There are other sectors they need to take care of. So we are thinking that it will take time. We are anticipating that it will take time. But they have shown interest in a way.
Beyond the interest, that means no timelines have been given?
No timelines have been drawn.
Right.
So it's quite a problem.
Mr. Ahmed, I would like to push further because, you know, looking at the structure, it looks as if anything can happen at any moment from now.
For Chokolombo and Chokolombo especially, the building is not in good shape at all.
Right.
Anything can happen. So it's not habitable for my staff and then the people who come there to seek for help. It's not habitable at all. Yes.
Let's stay with the staff. I understand that accommodation is also an issue.
Yes, exactly. The chiefs compounds are such that it can accommodate more than 2 staff. And because they are villages, there are no rooms for them to rent in town. Okay, so the village is such that a family put up some building and they are there with their family. So they don't have rooms for rent. So at most, you will send only 2 staff there. Okay, so if we need to expand these chiefs compounds, now that we are bringing on board free primary health care, we need to expand the chiefs compound so that we can get more staff in there to go around. For instance, take Inchamba, which Inchamba is one of the villages. And then we now have about 12 other villages Inchamba is serving. So you need more staff to be able to move into the villages with the primary health care, so that they can go into the villages, do home visits, attend to aged people, then attend to pregnant women, because we are now taking health with the free primary health care to the doorstep of the people.
Right.
And they are not going to pay anything for it. So we need to make them mobile. We need to make them stationed at Inchamba, which is far away. It's not conducive for somebody to stay in Labon and move to Inchamba before they can now move to other villages to deliver service. So if we are able to expand such facilities, then we can put about 4, 5 staff in a chief's compound. But as it stands now, we have only 2, at most 3. At most 3. And in that 3, it means that they have to pack themselves in that small chief's compound, use part of it for health service delivery and part for their accommodation. So this is how we are dealing with the situation as of now.
Very, very sad situation there. Mr. Ahmed, what assurances then can you give to your people, which is the health personnel in the Pru?
Well, we keep
district.
Encouraging them as management. We keep encouraging them that they should do the little that they can. And then let's hope that as we are flying the proposals around, somebody or some philanthropist or the government or the DCE and the MP can lobby for people to come to our aid. And then we'll be able to expand the facilities and make it comfortable for them to work. In fact, people in Nchamba, Avokope, which is an island, that island, it takes us 2 hours on the lake before we get to the facility. Okay, so, and they are there. They came complaining to me that even the vampire bats, they don't know how to even keep their food. Because in the night, if they are asleep, the vampire bats, the droppings will drop on their food. So they have to find a place, keep their food, cover their food. And when it is raining, it's more worse because of the leakages, it leaks the vampire bats, their droppings into the room. And the whole place will be smelling. It will take a long time before it will dry and then the smell will reduce. So these are the challenges we have. But we keep on encouraging them that they should exercise patience and then do their best, whilst we hope that authorities will come to our aid to renovate at least renovate. But we needed expansion because we need renovation and expansion so that we can put more staff there. Especially with the free primary healthcare, we need more staff to go into the hinterlands to be able to deliver the service.
Mr. Ahmed, I want to quickly ask you before I let you go, can you not escalate the issue to the Ghana Health Service here in Accra, the head office, or even to the Ministry of Health?
Well, we have a channel of communication. All these ones, we have to pass it through our regional health directorate. Then they will carry it forward, which we have done. But like I said, in our annual report, we keep on, these things keep on coming.
It doesn't seem like a priority to them. How do we stress on the fact that this is a priority?
It might not be exactly that. It doesn't seem. It may seem, but well, sometimes you can't also blame them because funding these days is very, very difficult. Funding is very difficult to come by. So we are hoping that they will also do something. They will talk to Ghana Health Service about it. Now that the pre-primary healthcare is coming, these are some of the challenges we want to push. So that the Minister for Health and the other stakeholders would put their heads to it, because it's an opportunity for us to also express what we need to be able to deliver the free primary health care properly. So, like the other time we had a meeting, we were pushing that, look, the DAGs, we don't have funding for even running our offices. So they should do something about this to empower the DAGs so that we can, the health directorate, so that we can be able to supervise the work properly. Like vehicles, we don't have a vehicle. Now, the vehicle I am using is a Nissan pickup, which is about 11 years now.
Wow.
So only one vehicle for the whole district. And monitoring has become a problem. The vehicle keeps on breaking down. You know, when it gets old, repairing it becomes more difficult. So we were pleading that Ghana Health Service, NGOs, philanthropists can get us at least Toyota Hilux pickup that can go into the hinterlands, because those areas you need a stronger vehicle which is more robust to enter those areas. So for a long time now, we have not enjoyed any support from for vehicles. And it is a general problem. It's not only Pro East.
Right.
If you ask the whole Ghana, we are all yearning for the pickup. So it's high time the Ministry of Health turn their light and the government turn their light on health, so that we can get new vehicles to do the supervision as the free primary health care is being rolled out.
Okay. Mr. Ahmed, thank you so much for speaking to me or to us. We here at Channel One TV will do our best to continue to hammer on the issues happening in your district, that is the Pro East district in the Bunu region. Michael, thank you so much for that report. I'm sure that you will continuously follow up on it as well, so that we can be abreast with the situation as to whether it changes or not. This is still Sunday Breakfast right here on Channel One TV with me, Safo. We'll be right back.
We are handing everything over to God. Hallelujah. Out erate. Say and come on. Here we are. Oshe wonsa minyamie. Oshe wonsa minyamie. Obeye amami umrepemu. Oshe wonsa minyamie. Oshe wonsa. Jesus. Oh, oh, man, yeah. Jume shawusa, Bravo shawusa. God bless you.
You're welcome back to Sunday Breakfast right here on ChannelOne TV with me, Safo. From that melodies, let's go straight into our nutrition conversation. And the topic for today is foods for anemia treatment in children and pregnant women. As usual, we'd really love to hear from you because the show is live and interactive. And so kindly send us your messages through the WhatsApp number on the screen, or alternatively go on social media. Use the hashtag Sunday Breakfast and we'll read your questions right here for you. Joining me is our regular guest, Efua Desua Nsiah Normanyo. She is a registered dietitian and she has Desua Diet Consult and medical catering. But here on the show, we like to call her Enna. Enna, how are you doing?
I'm good.
You had a good week?
Yes.
You were supposed to come on Friday, you didn't come. So we're talking anemia and foods that we eat, specifically treatments for children and pregnant women. Before anything at all, what is anemia?
Okay, so anemia is basically when the body lacks enough iron to carry oxygen. You know, oxygen is carried by iron to the various parts of the body, simply put. Yeah. So when you have low iron levels, you tend to also lack oxygen to the various parts of the body. So you tend to be weak, you tend to be, in children, they become very irritable, like we discussed the last time. In pregnant women, they get weak the more. And studies have shown that anemia is very common in pregnancy. First trimester, we have about 7%. Second trimester, it increases to 14. It goes up to about 30 during the last trimester because the fetus also depends on, and because they're receiving increase in blood volume, and the growing fetus depends on the stores of the mother. Even the placenta also depends on that. So the demand for iron becomes more. And so if you don't have rich stores before pregnancy, it becomes more of a big issue. Okay, so today most attention is given to, or we are given much of the attention to pregnant women, because the last time we did for children.
Yes, that's very true. And I think we mentioned that's when our mothers will come and feel your to see whether it's pill or it has, what are they looking for when they do that? Can you do similar for a pregnant woman and figure out what it is?
Yes, there are signs and symptoms we look out for. Okay. And you know, anemia is a big deal because if you don't treat it well, you can have a preterm baby, or your baby will be very small, and you might not even have the energy throughout the pregnancy, of course, because you're anemic. Okay, and the compounds to help you, or the energy to do your daily activities, you do not have. So we don't have to say that anemia is common with pregnant women, so you would want to overlook. You don't also have to say it is difficult to treat, so you give up. It can be treated, it can be managed. It can be managed to the point that you get to the good levels of, you have good levels of iron before delivery. And last week I had one of my patients who was proving difficult to eat the meals we are asking her to, because she has different cravings, and so she doesn't feel for this, she doesn't feel for that. I just told her, you are in your third trimester, right? Maybe you would have to get your husband and other family members to come and donate down, because that is the truth. If you don't boost your HB level to a certain amount before delivery, then you have to receive blood after delivery, even some of them before delivery. Okay, yes. So it is that serious. So we don't have to take it as a area. So you can treat it. It is treatable.
And is anemia one of those things that show up in pregnancy? You know, like some women they don't have diabetes, but the minute they get pregnant, it shows up.
No, anemia is mostly yes, it can show up. Like I said, 7% of women might be anemic during the first trimester. So 7%, though small, not that small. 14% during the second trimester, up to about 30%. So about when you get to, or you go to antenatal and you meet those who are in their third trimester, you have about 30% of them getting anemic. Okay, so if you don't watch your dietary intake of iron well, and also take your supplements well, you might be anemic.
So what nutrients are important for treating anemia in pregnant women?
Okay, so when it comes to anemia, iron deficiency anemia, and mostly in pregnancy it is iron deficiency anemia, we are looking at getting enough iron in the food we take and pairing them well so that there is no poor absorption of iron. You want to enhance absorption of iron, and also you want to prevent wrong pairing of meals that, of course, they all affect. So when it comes to anemia in pregnancy, you want to think about the sources you're getting it from. If you're getting it from plant-based, that is non-hem iron. Non-hem iron, the body is able to absorb only about 2% to 10%. Okay, so that is not much, though significant. Okay, hem iron is animal sources. Okay, and that the body does well, absorbs about 10 to 30%. Okay, that is why when you have to treat anemia, you don't only focus on animal base. Okay. for instance, when a woman is told she's anemic in Ghana here, we will all run to Oum-Kalsoum. In fact, we will blend it fresh and drink. Studies have shown that most women are able to boost their iron status with that anyway. But we don't also have enough studies on the toxicity of raw turkey berries. Okay, so I would recommend that when you blanch it, when you just pass it through a little warm water or boiling water, don't cook it before you blend it. Okay. And it is bitter, but when you get there, I remember.
I'd rather eat it with kontomire.
Yes, you can.
But to drink it,
yes.
No. But you know, my grandma used to do that. So she'll blanch it and then she'll blend it and then she'll drink it. I'm looking at her like, but why?
Yeah,
it's better.
You see, like you said, taste is always acquired. When you are used to having it fresh, even when you parboil before blending, you think it has taken away some of the nutrient. That is not true anyway. Okay. But if you are able to blend it and drink, remember when I was going to have my last born, I think 3 weeks to delivery, the doctor told me my HB level had dropped to the point where I would have to receive blood during delivery. So I should inform my family members to come and donate. 3 weeks, I said, doctor, 3 weeks, okay, give me 2 weeks. I'll come and check again. So that 2 weeks, you can imagine what I would do. So he was like, oh, Anna, you can't, 2 weeks is too short to boost your HB level. So take this medicine and you can do whatever, but I can assure you 2 weeks you will come and it will be the same. Okay, by God's grace, with those concussions after 2 weeks, when I came, said, what did you do? I just said, I'm a dietitian, you know. So, I will blend it, and most women would do. Oum-Kalsoum in the morning, kontomire, whatever. But if you don't know how to combine vitamin C with it, and when to even take your calcium supplement, because most women are on calcium supplement, if not every woman, okay? When even your prenatal medicine or vitamin C or vitamins, multivitamins, okay? If you take it immediately after an iron-rich food, it will hinder absorption. So you will say that I'm eating all that dietitian or my mother has told me to eat and I'm not getting enough, okay? So pairing it, making sure that you have enough vitamin C with your meal. Enough vitamin C, how? So when they say you are anemic, like I said earlier, we would all run to the greens. You have your Oum-Kalsoum, you have your kontomire. Naturally or normally, when we are grinding kontomire, because we want to admire the green, we don't add tomatoes. Tomatoes discolors the green. But if you are eating it to treat anemia, you would have to add tomatoes. Better still, if you still want to enjoy the green, then when you are eating, cut your tomatoes, because tomatoes is very rich in vitamin C. And vitamin C aids in absorption, enhances absorption, helps with whatever adjective. So when you are thinking about your green, think about what source of vitamin C do you want? Or do you want to eat your abom and later have a glass or half glass of orange juice immediately with the meal, or you are taking it with the meal?
I'm guessing fresh orange juice, not...
Fresh orange juice, not the bottled one.
Or packed one.
Fresh in the sense that because vitamin C is a little sensitive, not a little, very sensitive, you easily lose it. So if you squeeze it down or you cut the orange open for minutes, you lose it. So when it comes to vitamin C, I would always want to go for lemon or an orange or an apple immediately after the meal or with the meal. Okay. With lemon, as soon as you are done eating or whilst you are eating, most people will drink water whilst you are eating. I'll just cut a small one, squeeze
into the water,
and I drink it with the meal. Okay. Better still, I will cut and squeeze it on the meal because most pregnant women feel nauseous. Okay. They easily feel like throwing up. Even having the lemon on the meal helps them eat well. So we do very well with little lemon, about 2 tablespoons lemon juice on your meal or in your water so that you can eat very well. Okay. Some might change the taste of the meal. So we'll do well with the water. So I'll always recommend, just as you are done eating and you want to drink a little water, have the lemon juice in there. You are good to go. If you want a sweet, then you would want to have your orange juice or your apple with it. If you are diabetic, and so you don't have to do a lot of the orange juice or even an apple, then the lemon will do. Lemon will also, if you have gestational diabetes that comes with pregnancy, I should say, the lemon will even help you better because vitamin C helps with slow release of blood glucose or good control of your blood sugar level. So having vitamin C with your meal is very okay. Then you wait, okay, 2 hours, between 2 to 3 hours after you have taken this iron-rich meal. Before I forget, so when you have done your abom, I'm using abom as an example because most of us will run to abom, the Konsusa, the Kontomre, and with the apim to treat anemia. Or beans is also very good. Okay,
all my favorite foods. Okay.
Okay. So the abom, don't take away your eggs because don't forget the iron from animal protein are 10 to 30% available for absorption.
Okay.
So you get, the body absorbs more of that.
Okay.
So don't only say, mititi min kontom ready keke. No.
Okay.
Get your protein with it. Okay. So you can add your eggs, you can add your fish, you can add your lean beef. In fact, we have more in lean beef than even in chicken. That doesn't mean consume beef all the time. If I say beef, I'm talking about cow meat and the lean one. Okay.
Right.
So you do that. So the food for the pregnant woman should be balanced in such a way that you have enough protein with it, and you have the kontomre or the alefu or the ayoyo or spinach.
So any green?
Any green,
Okay.
any green. And also, when you want to snack, you know, hibiscus is very good. Sobolo is very good, okay? But like I always say, don't make it so dense. It shouldn't be too thick. Beetroot is also good. But beetroot, please don't blend so much and drink, okay? It's very, very potent. And we have other fruits, of course. When you are taking the snack, like you are taking sobolo, for instance, you should squeeze in the lemon juice, fresh, before you drink. Don't do it in store. So fresh before you drink, so that it is paired well for good iron absorption. Okay. When you have taken this, you wait 2 to 3 hours before you take your iron supplements or your multivitamin as a pregnant woman. Okay. Then, if you also want to drink milk, yogurts, any dairy products, you don't take it together with an iron-rich meal because it will also hinder absorption of iron. Okay. So some pregnant women will say, after taking every meal, I want to take a tea or coffee to fight my cravings or enjoy. Tea and coffee shortly after a meal will also hinder absorption.
Even without milk?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the tannin inside and polyferin. So when you know you are treating anemia or preventing anemia in pregnancy, please do not take tea. Okay, do not take coffee. If you want to take tea or coffee, then it should be 2-3 hours after. And 2-3 hours, whatever snack you are taking should be snack that should boost your iron level. So even if you have not been diagnosed as anemic, you want to prevent it. So far as you are pregnant, the first trimester, you might not be given iron supplements, but you would have to eat dietary. You have to get your iron from dietary sources. So you eat well to prevent it, so that the 7% you don't fall in there. Okay. So if you have to ensure that within your 9 months you don't take tea, you don't take coffee. If you want to take milk, then it should be after hours. And like I said, not less than 2 hours. Okay. So deliberate effort to boost your iron level. So if you do this, you can see that you can prevent anemia in pregnancy. Okay. Sometimes the demand on you could be so much that no matter how well you eat, you are not able to prevent it. Okay. Doctors will give you the iron supplements to support what you are eating, but getting it from the food source is very, very important. Then how about whole grains? Okay, it is not only in the leafy greens. We also have them in whole grains. We have them in, so don't go for too polished rice.
Okay.
Mix them with your brown rice. Eat your beans. Enjoy your wheat. If you want to do bread, then you go for the wheat. Make sure it is not colored.
Okay.
Okay, because sometimes they color it and present it to you as a brown bread. Make sure you really see the wheat. Because of the supplements, most women might struggle with constipation during pregnancy. So I would mostly say, don't do bread like I do most of the time with my clients. But some of the cravings you cannot fight.
Help.
So if you have to do bread, then please go for the whole grain. So whole grains, getting your iron from whole grains are also very, very important to support whatever you're eating. So you can see that when we really talk about balanced meal, okay, we'll always go and come back to a balanced plate where you have whole grains, you have your fruits and vegetables, and you have your lean meats, okay? But then with pregnancy in particular, if you don't, most of us do not have the habit of having lemon water, proper lemon water, like I have demonstrated, or lemon juice or tomato juice. Some people
Tomato juice.
Oh yes, it's good. It's good.
If I live with Anna for 2 weeks, I promise you I'd lose all the weight. Interesting. Okay.
Oh yeah, but you see, just yesterday night, I had a message from one of my clients, and he said his doctor wanted to see me seriously because he has gotten a very good result. Nutrition helps. Okay. So this morning he sent a message, me that I eat a bowl of fufu and this, now come and see my results. So, and now you can show it to everybody. I said, no, I can't. Because see, I was even surprised.
Okay.
At a point, I envied his results.
So he followed your plan.
Because cholesterol, yes. So it is not as if I'm saying this not to make people feel or not to sell myself, but I'm just encouraging people to know that nutrition helps. Okay, so somebody diabetic, somebody with high cholesterol, this, that. Strictly, he went, we have done just 3 months, and his result is like that of a young child.
Wow.
And this man is in his 60s.
Listen
so
to Enna.
you might you might lose the weight.
Okay.
And look, after this we will do weight loss.
Please, let's do
I'll
weight
bring
loss.
those pictures. I said I was 1 something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always debatable.
And then there's a question here for you. It says, is ashwagandha and chia seeds good for a pregnant woman?
Yes,
and this from Kujo from home.
Yes, it's very good. Okay, but you see, I don't do superfood.
Okay.
Because no food is good on its own.
Okay.
It's always combination. So it's very good, but what you can, for instance, if you're doing it, if you're adding it to a whole grain cereal, you can benefit. Sometimes we do a tea with it, no, not with the chia seed, but with the
ashwagandha.
Yes, so it's very, very good. I use it in my therapy.
All right,
yes.
And I thank you so much. I have learned a lot. Pair your greens with vitamin C and it will be absorbed better.
And apart from the greens, we have to also enjoy the animal sources. That is if you are not vegetarian, strict vegetarian. If you are partial, then you can do your eggs. Okay. But don't leave the fish and the lean meat aside. And take your medication 2 hours after your meal. 2 to 3 hours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot. If you missed any part of this conversation, it'll be on ChannelOne TV's YouTube. You can go there and you can catch up. And we'll be right back. Don't go away. You're welcome back. This is Sunday Breakfast right here on ChannelOne TV with me, Inu Safo. Right, let's go to sports. Yawe J. Minta joins us. And we're talking about all the Ghanaian male teams have lost their games.
Yes.
I didn't even say hi. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing very well.
Happy Sunday. Strange to see you here on a Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, there was a bit of a shuffle in our schedule because of how the games have been laid out. Today marks the end of the most of the European games, the top leagues in Europe. Today marks the end. And so all the games will be played simultaneously to avoid any dodgy decisions. It will be played simultaneously. So we could have done it yesterday, as in Republic of Football, but it was important to have all of us come today and review the season in totality. And that's why I wasn't here yesterday, but I'm here today. I watched the show and I was impressed with the Right to Dream folks who came.
Yeah, with the robotics. I didn't even know they had that aspect. I'm like, Right to Dream, there's like a football.
And they are very keen on education. And these days, quite a number of them also take that path. So there is a youngster who is at Nashville SC, Sporting Club in the MLS. He's called Shakur Mohammed.
He's from Right to Dream?
No, he is a Right to Dream academy product. He didn't go through the traditional football route. So after graduating from Right to Dream Academy, he moved to the United States high school. Then after that, he graduated to Duke University. Yes, Duke University. He played football there. He earned a scholarship there, and he played football there. And he was drafted number 2 overall in the MLS draft. And that's how he ended up in the MLS. So quite a number of them are also going through that path. And look, you're going to Duke University, one of the best universities in the world. So they have that part of it, but it's just that it's a bit on the low side. Most people think about just the football aspect, but that's one aspect that they are very keen on, the education bit, because it's not everyone who will make it to the top when it comes to football. Others are just good in both. They can balance it. Others too are more skewed towards the detailed part, the nuances part of everything that they do. So it could be football. They will be more into tactics than just playing out the game. Yes. Okay. So in that aspect, you can identify them and shift them or direct them towards coaching or technical direction. So
there's so many aspects, so many legs to the whole right to dream thing. I love it. I love it for them.
And I was very proud of them. And at the same time, I was a bit sad in connection to the Black Starlets. Anyway, isn't it funny that at the Black Stars level, the top level, you have Right to Dream Academy players scattered all over. Kudus, Caleb Joinchi, Gideon Mensah. A lot of people don't know, but he's a Right to Dream Academy product. Kamal Dean Suleimana, all of these guys. But at the under-17 level, you ask yourself, why Right to Dream Academy? It means that there's a disconnect. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And it's something that the GFA are not doing right. That how is it possible that at the top level, Right to Dream Academy players dominate? They have a significant contingent there. But at the base, the foundation, where these players, same players came from, they are not there. They're not represented. Then it means that there's something wrong. Either the people at the GFA are not scouting right, or there is that belief that football people are just overlooking those guys and trying to fix their people there. And look, since 2017, we haven't qualified to the Under-17 World Cup. That's diabolical. For a country like Ghana, with the talents that we have, not being able to make it to the Under-17 World Cup since 2017 is diabolical. And funny thing too is, and it's the same at the Under-20. We haven't made it to the World Cup since 2015. No, 2017. That means that there is something wrong at the base. And our folks keep on repeating the same mistakes. If you call up a national team and you do not attach the teams that they play to their names, that means you are trying to hide something. It is not professional. No country does that. But guess what? Ghana did it before this tournament. And it's been happening consistently that they call up players, they name them to the national team, they go and represent the country, and the squad is released. You don't even know the teams. I mean, we are in the business, so we will get to know. But they don't publish the names. It's because you are trying to hide something. If you are not hiding anything, why wouldn't you publish the names? And it's just unfortunate that our people keep on repeating the same mistakes. The same thing keeps on happening in terms of the results or the outcomes. But they don't seem to learn. And that for me is the disappointing bit. So yesterday, Ghana drew 2-2 with Uganda, and we missed out on the penalty shootout. We lost by 7-8. And what that means is that we couldn't qualify to the World Cup. Despite the fact that FIFA has expanded the tournament, just as it has with the senior at the senior level. It has expanded the tournament. We still couldn't qualify.
Uganda's coaches are own.
Yes. Back in the day, if you made it to the semi-finals at the AFCON, then you qualified to the World Cup. This time around, once you make it to the quarterfinals, you qualify automatically. So that's 8 teams for Africa. Then we have 2 extra slots for Africa. And that's what we played. So Mozambique beat Ethiopia to get one of the slots. And we had to play against Uganda because...
Did Nigeria qualify?
Yes, Nigeria qualified. And so in that sense, we couldn't go.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the streak continues. Since 2017, we haven't qualified to the Under-17 World Cup. And that is a big L. That is a big L against the GFA. It's diabolical that we haven't been able to...
What must we do to our Under-17 team and our Under-20?
Be transparent in the selection. That's all. Because the talent is there. But if you do not do the right scouting and the right selection, you won't get the best out of them.
That's true.
And with the men, it's not like the women's side where the talent gap is huge. Because Ghana will do well at the under 17, under 20 levels when it comes to the women's division. Because despite our sometimes haphazard way of doing things, the talent gap is big. Because a lot of ladies on the continent, most of them are introduced to football late because of cultural issues, religious issues.
Yeah.
So the talent gap is big, but with the men, it's very narrow. So if you do not get your structure right and organization right, scouting and all, coaching and all, you will miss because the talent gap has closed or is very slim. So I'm not demeaning what the women have done, but you can get away a little bit with the women's game, with the women's division. But with the men, if you do not get your things right, and even to the extent that sometimes I feel like even the universe conspires against Ghana because the universe wants our leaders to do well. Because when we won the under 20 AFCON, under 20 AFCON in 2021, and we qualified to the World Cup. Guess what? That year the World Cup wasn't hosted. It wasn't hosted because of COVID. That tells me that look, even when we try to get things right, even the universe says no. Like these people, we want you to learn a lesson. Yes, we want you to learn a lesson. So even when you've qualified, we won't. Something will happen that will prevent you from going to the World Cup. That was the group that had Abdul Fattah Shah, Kwefriye Banye, those guys, Danlad Ibrahim, those guys. They won the under 20 AFCON, but they couldn't go to the World Cup because that year, Ghana, there was COVID and the World Cup was cancelled. So unfortunately.
Okay, so from one loss to the other, Black Stars also lost.
Black Stars also lost to Mexico in a friendly game, 2-0.
Maybe 2-2.
Yeah. Actually, I expected worse.
Oh, you did?
Yes, actually, I expected worse.
So
that maybe
is the
like
Mexico
4-0.
Team that good?
No, the team wasn't that good. As in the sense, as in Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico are a very solid side.
Okay.
Mexico are a very solid side.
Did they play with their?
No, they didn't play with most their top stars. It was just their home-based players.
Okay.
Their leagues. They selected their top players from their leagues to play this game because the season isn't over. Okay. Today is when the European season ends. Today is when it ends across board. Then later this week, we'll have the Conference League final. Then on Saturday, 30th May, you have the Champions League final. Okay. Then that's when everything on the European scene ends. But today is when the league schedule, it ends. Okay. So there was no way Mexican players playing in the Dutch league and in England and co. They could have made a trip to play for Mexico in this friendly game. So it was just the Mexican, the MX league, their players that were used in this game. And yeah, Ghana lost by 2-0. Like I said, I expected worse because of the haphazard way our team was put together. It was just a mess. Even our coach wasn't on the bench. So
where is he, by the way?
I mean, he's doing his scouting. Okay. Yeah, he's doing his scouting. So and this friendly, per the reports, he sees it as an unnecessary friendly. So
so if he were there before it was organized, he would have
advised that they don't put this friendly together. Okay. So he is doing his own thing. And this game, it was the assistant coach, Desmond Ofer, who handled it. Even Carlos Correa's immediate assistant, that's Roger Sarr, he wasn't on the bench. They are doing their own thing. They are focusing on the World Cup and the players that they are going to work with for the most part. And so this friendly, ideally, it was a good idea in the sense that you needed a bit of players to come in and complement the team. And this was a way of picking players who are a bit on the periphery and giving them a chance to justify their inclusion. But the way it was handled, players coming in late, picking players who aren't necessarily the best, but you can tell that they have some ties to the football people. It was just messy, and it just killed the whole.
Will there ever be a time where
the
GFA doesn't have a hand in who is picked, or you know those stories that we hear all the time?
You see, I don't have a problem if you are connected to a player, because at the end of the day, it's bound to happen at some point. Because if you don't own a football club, you can't be part of the executive. You
Right.
can't rise to that position.
But if your player is not doing well,
that is the thing.
Why
It's
are you
the
being
baseline
selected?
is quality. Back in the day, we had a lot of players from Liberty Professionals who were dominating in the Black Stars. ACN, Kujwa Sama, Sule Muntari, and Co, John Paintil.
but they were good.
But they were good. No one complained. But we can tell that this guy, yeah, he's not that good. He's average. There are other players who are better than him. Why aren't you giving them a call? That is the problem. Aside that, yeah, it's fine. But if you do not get the right materials, it will end up in a mess. And it goes back to that whole starless issue.
Yeah.
Larry Kingston, who led Uganda to beat Ghana and qualify Uganda to the World Cup, he resigned. Why? Because he said the environment wasn't healthy. And there were serious reports that his work had a lot of interference.
Right.
From
If
outside
you're
people.
interfering in his
Yes,
job,
they're
then you
interfering in
can't
his job
perform
to the
at his
extent that
utmost best.
he had his team, his team that he was working with, and there was another Black Starless team that was set up. How can you do this? That was set up.
There are issues in our football.
It is a no-no. So in that sense, you can win.
Yeah, in 60
you can
seconds,
win.
tell us what's happening on Republic of Football today.
Yes. Republic of Football, yes, we are rounding up the European League campaign today. A lot of games will be played. Fortunately, most of the leagues have already had their winners decided. The relegation bit has also been sorted out, except in the EPL, where there's West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur, who are also battling to stay in the league. And so fingers crossed on Mohamed Kudus's Tottenham Hotspurs. We do not need, Ghana does not need another Black Star player, his team suffering relegation, because Kosisibo's Real Oviedo, they've been relegated from the Spanish La Liga. Jordan Ayus, Leicester City, they've been relegated. Dede Ayus, NAC Breda, they've been relegated. So fingers crossed on Mohamed Kudus's Tottenham Hotspur. Hopefully they get to stay in the league. And yeah, we'll be talking about that and more, particularly on the England national team selection. There's more to be said about that particular selection. And yes, the fallout from the Black Stars loss to Mexico, the whole Benjamin Asare conversation, everything we talked about it on Republic of Football. So make a date with us at 2 p.m. on ChannelOne TV and on CTFM.
All right, thank you so much for that. A quick birthday wish to Vanessa Aqua from Theophilus here with us at ChannelOne TV. He's wishing you a birthday that shines as brightly as you do and may be filled with laughter, love, and all the beautiful moments in between. That's our show for you. Thank you so much for joining us right here on Sunday Breakfast. See you next weekend.